You mentioned emotional eating and इससे मुझे एक सीन याद आ जाता है दिल धड़कने दो का. Do you remember? Like Shefali Shah का एक scene है where she just grabs a piece of cake and she starts eating it. And the beautiful part is that so many people understood why that was.
Yeah.
What is it about emotional eating that you think people don't understand? लोग समझते नहीं है.
I think maybe it's one of those things that unless you're not in the situation, you can't really put yourself in those shoes. So if you are emotionally sorted, or if you are the kind of person who's not living with triggers, living through stress, living through parts of their life that they don't have control over, that they can't change, you may not understand why somebody resorts to food as a form of comfort. I didn't realize I'm an emotional eater until 2 years after mom died, because I put on, I think within a year of her passing, I must have put on more than 25 kilos. And I did not realize I'm eating my grief. How do you explain that concept to somebody who firstly doesn't understand grief and doesn't understand emotional eating?
Right.
It's my comfort is food. Your comfort could be watching a show. Your comfort could be perhaps going for a run. My comfort, when everything's out of my control, at one point used to be food. It no longer is. I have other ways of comforting myself, and I have other ways of letting go of things that are stressful for me. But also, that maturity comes with age, that maturity comes with being in therapy, and that maturity comes with liking yourself to a point where you want to get yourself help.
Yeah.
आप जब अंदर ही अंदर घुटते हो तो कुछ तो
Yeah.
something needs to bring you
Bring out.
joy, or something needs to be the one thing that makes you feel like a sense of release. And for a lot of people, that's food. Now, how do you explain it? I also don't know how to explain it. It's just a phenomenon.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah.
How old were you?
When mom passed, I was 21. I just turned 21.
21. Okay. What helped you उस time पर सबसे ज़्यादा?
Rona. Crying was something that I did on a daily basis. Talking to Bhaiya, because I was reaching a point where I was panicking every time I thought I'm forgetting mom. So talking about her to Bhaiya, and to a great extent in the beginning when I would talk about it, Bhaiya and I had normalized talking about her. There was no stigma attached. There was no nahi baat karna, trigger ho raha hai. But at the same time, I was not allowing myself to mentally do some sort of a check-in with myself to understand, now that life looks different without her, are you okay with that? What does this mean for the how many ever years of life I have left? What does this mean that every milestone, every achievement, every heartbreak, every doubt that I have from here onwards, she won't be there to hold my hand through it, because she was my best friend. She was my parent. She was my backbone. She was literally my wings if I needed to fly. She was my safety net if I had to fall. She was like my entire universe in one person. And that's when grieving for me started, when just talking about her wasn't enough, but trying to figure out what new normal looks like, because now life is completely changed.
Right.
She had the best heart possible. She was the kindest person on this planet that I've known. She was the biggest hearted person that I've known. I just hope some parts of that value system is my value system. And if even like 20% of it is true, I'm okay. Because that means I'm like 20% of the person she was, which I'm also okay with.
Yeah. मुझे बताओ कि because so much was happening in your life and so many things were happening, and also everything was very public, right? Because it's everything was out there. As a child, did you ever question or did you ever feel uncomfortable? Us public gaze se, how did you deal with that?
It was very uncomfortable. Sometimes the public would know things that were untrue or maybe true, that I, as a 5-year-old and 6-year-old, hadn't been told yet, because there's also a level of sensitivity you need to use when you're informing a 5 or 6-year-old about certain developments, for example, or even a 7, 10, 12-year-old. But my way of dealing with that public gaze was something that mom did, which was essentially whatever was happening in our lives or in her life, we were always made to sit down and be aware of it. And it was always an adult conversation in that sense. It was never mollycoddling. And it was never just giving upar se. So that whenever something came out in the public gaze, or it came out in the media, or there were conversational chatters happening in school corridors or in the building that we were living in, for example, we already knew what is fact and what is fiction. I didn't have a life outside of school and home because I didn't know how to cope with anything beyond that. And maybe that's why I went into a shell where my way of safeguarding myself from all this unnecessary chatter that I was constantly hearing was, let me not subject myself only to it. Because if I'm not out and I don't hear it, I don't have to deal with it and I can't get affected by it. सावेरियाड का जब प्रीमियर हुआ था, बहुत बड़ा प्रीमियर था. IMAX बराला में I think हुआ था, 500 screens में, the theme and all, it was beautifully done. We were there when I didn't want to be photographed. I didn't want to be in that limelight. Mom understood it. I didn't need to do any of that. I didn't do any of that. But I was there to support my sister, and I was there for all that mattered. So there was a boundary that I think Mom helped me create. There also was that entire conversation in the air about the fact that what's happening with their family is against the norm. It's not like in the 90s, even until the early 2000s, it was not common to have a separation between a couple, or like to have everything that we kind of went through. It was very much in your faces, but it was very against, क्या कहते हैं लोग, सभ्यता.
हाँ.
I love my brain, सब erase हो चुका है.
Love it. Amazing.
holding no grudges, holding no anecdotes to share with anybody, holding on to no trauma from any of that. Just ऊपर से knowing कि ये सब हुआ था. Anecdotal incidents, brain ने सब erase कर दिया है बाकी memories के लिए जगह बनाने के लिए.
Absolutely. No, sometimes that's why the brain is amazing. Like, it erases what you don't want to remember, which is fab. Tell me, छोटा sibling होने का, like being the younger one in the family, उसके benefits क्या होते हैं? Advantages क्या
होते हैं? घर में अगर कुछ तोड़ा है तो भैया पे blame कर लो. But I have done that. Like, every time I knew Mom would get angry or upset about something, I would be like, "What was Bhaiya's idea?" But Bhaiya was the one who was doing it. But Bhaiya was with me. तो आप उन पे चढ़ो ना, मुझ पे क्यों? But being the younger sibling also means you get to choose which restaurant you want to go to for family dinner, because then Mom will listen to you.
Yeah. थोड़ी pampering ज़्यादा होती है ना?
Yeah. Like, being the younger sibling always has those, like, you can always be like, "But I'm the child. Like, look, he's so grown up. Like, don't you want to, like, be like more pampering towards this?" So yeah, like I think it just had those small cute benefits.
I'm the older sibling, ठीक है? मेरी एक छोटी बहन है. So मुझे तो हमेशा ऐसा लगा कि like now if you ask her, she will say कि नहीं, दीदी को ज़्यादा वो मिला है, ज़्यादा प्यार मिला है, because you know.
But वो like for example, तो मुंडन सेरेमनी होती थी ना, like बाल जब काटते हो, तो भैया का जब मुंडन हुआ था, तो मतलब I have 2 full photo albums of his photos. And like, even him as an infant, as a child, we have way more photos. जब मेरी बारी थी तो I think they were just like been there, done that. Photos ही नहीं खींचे हैं. So होता है.
Okay.
See, advantages of being the older sibling also.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, subscribe and share.